Hey YouTube, this is Yahoo Weeps. I am just doing a wrap up from my previous video. No, it's been a little while since I posted it, but I kind of needed to just let it stew and try and see what came to me as far as understanding that better. But this is what I think is the conclusion of it. Okay, if you look in Yahoo, chapter 12, verse 31, it says, so I'm telling you, it's pretty much the same context, I believe, from the Marcos one, the Marcos verse. But in Yahoo chapter 12 verse 31, Yoshua speaking, and he says, so I'm telling you, all missing the goal and reviling and slander will be lifted up and removed for people. He actually says men, but it's a generic expression of the word. It's not meaning specifically males, it's meaning people, I believe. Going on. But the reviling and slander of the Ruach will not be lifted up and removed. Verse 32. And whoever speaks a word against the son of Adam, it will be lifted up and removed. But whoever speaks against Ruach HaKodesh, it will not be lifted up and removed, either in this age or in the age to come. Now this age is the present reality that we deal with. The age to come is after Yeshua returns and he rules on earth with his children for 1,000 years. Okay, that's this age and the age to come. And then after that, he rules for 1,000 years. Then Yahweh will come and be with his children. So he's saying here apparently. And in the Marcos or Mark verse, it's saying, whoever speaks a word against or reviles against the son of Adam, it will be lifted up and removed. So if you speak against Yeshua, it's going to be lifted up and removed. But if you're speaking against Ruach HaKodesh, which is the separate breath or separate spirit or separate character, and it's referring to either Yahweh, the Father, or referring to his power. So it's referring to, ultimately it's referring to Yahweh. So if you speak against Yahweh, it's not going to be lifted up and removed. Why won't it be lifted up and removed? Because you're being hostile to Yahweh, and he can't take your hostility away when you're still being hostile to him. At least that's my understanding. That you can't be forgiven for something that you're not repenting of. If you're not going to repent, then you can't come back to Yahweh. So if you're not coming back to him, that's one understanding. Another understanding I have of it is that if you're, it's basically unbelief, or it's hostility to him. It's like when the context was when the Perushim or Pharisees, the separate ones, were saying that Yeshua had an unclean spirit. And they weren't recognizing that it was actually, he was filled with the power of the Most High, of the Father, Yahweh. So they were crediting to Yahweh and actually saying that Yahweh was unclean. And because they were doing that, they were in unbelief, they were being hostile to the Father. So the Father wasn't going to just lift up and remove. He wasn't going to purify them in that state. They needed to repent first. They needed to turn to the Father and admit they were wrong and say, no, you're actually good, and I'm going to trust you. So that's my understanding. So if somebody's being hostile, even if their hostility lasts for this age, they probably won't be resurrected for the next age. So Yeshua, it seems to be that he's basically saying that in this age or in the age to come, the 1,000-year reign where he rules on earth, that hostility towards the Father is not going to be lifted up and removed. That person is going to have to actually deal with it. So I know that can happen. I know Yahweh can actually get people to actually deal with it, but they have to deal with it before it's lifted up and removed. But he's not going to just remove it without them dealing with it. That's my understanding. He's not going to do that in this age or in the next age. They're going to have to wait until after the next age, when Yahweh is going to cleanse everyone and draw everyone to himself. So that's my understanding of those few verses. The unforgivable sin, it's really just a matter of, it seems to be a matter of, like, if someone is hostile to Yahweh, or they're basically bad-mouthing or slandering or reviling Yahweh, that's something they're going to have to actually deal with before it can be lifted up and removed. It's not just going to be lifted up and removed. And Yahweh can deal with them. So anyways, I hope that that is helpful. If anybody has any comments, I would appreciate it. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and shalom, and have a very good life. I hope this has been helpful. Hope it's cleared up a little bit. I felt like my ending of the last video was a little bit weak. Puppy-shh. Oh, he wants up. Anyways, Yahweh bless you. Have a good life. Thanks for watching. Comment if you like. And that's it. Thanks. Bye.